Yo, what is going on, guys? Taxico Cereal here. Welcome back to another Brawl Stars skins video. Today, we're going to be talking about the most underrated Brawl Stars skin. This is not to be confused with the best nor the worst skin. This is what I believe is the most underrated skin, and pretty much a skin that has really good value, or a skin that really nobody talks about that's actually secretly one of the best skins on that specific brawler. So, yeah, we're going to go through all 84 brawlers in the game right now, and obviously the update is right around the corner, and there's 2 new brawlers that will be coming into the game, but let's be real. They only come out with 1 skin each, and we're not going to be talking about any of the new skins from the Brawl Talk, because let's be real, all of those are probably going to be the best skin, so you can't really rate a best skin and underrated skin. You can, which there's going to be a couple of examples in this video, probably more than a couple, but let's be real, all of the new skins everybody's hyping up are going to be like, oh, that's easily the best skin. So you can't really say any of those skins are underrated unless it's like one skin on that specific brawler. But we're not going to be talking about any of the new skins coming out. It's going to be skins that are currently in the game. So without further ado, we're going to start all the way from Shelly, work all the way down to, I believe, Kenji, obviously, is the newest legendary brawler in the game. So let's get into it. Starting off, we've got Shelly, and Shelly has a bunch of skins, and I would say the most underrated one probably is going to be the Shelly Dancer skins. Honestly, this one's kind of tough to pick because you also have Princess Shelly, which honestly not very many people use, but I also really like the Shelly Dancer skins. I think everybody hypes up the new Squad Buster Shelly skin. Like, it's a good skin, and I like it, but almost everybody has it, so I wouldn't really say it's underrated. With Shelly and Hoot Shelly, you know what you get for those skins. You also have this skin, which is pretty cool as well. But I'm going to pick the Shelly Dancer skins. Shelly Dancer Iris, and Shelly Dancer Dahlia. I think the best one is Iris. I think it has the best color combination. So I'm going to pick that one as the most underrated. Next up, we have Nita. And Nita, it's an easy choice for me. It's Gummy Bear Nita. Easily the most underrated. It's a Brawl Pass skin, but a lot of people can get it now because it was later. It was in a later season where everybody gets it after a certain amount of time. Easily the most underrated in my opinion because it comes with 3 different color variations. It's one of Nita's best skins, but I don't think we hype it up enough. It's a really underrated skin. Next up we have Cole, and Cole has so many skins that it's really hard to pick an underrated one. But if I had to pick one underrated skin, I'd honestly pick the Gunslinger one. At first, this one kind of came out kind of but now it has its own custom projectile, and it's actually pretty cool. Now, it kind of has a default animation, but I just like the looks overall. It's really nice. This one's also really cool. I think this one's overrated as heck. Challenger Colt and Corsair Colt, or you know what you get for those. I don't really think those are underrated, so I'm picking Gunslinger Colt. Might be a little biased there. Next up, we have Bull. And Bull, I'm picking Space Ox Bull. I own it, but I think a lot of people hype up Bull's new skins. You've got the new Minotaur Bull. You've got the new Alley Cat Bull. And they're all really good skins. Bull Mang is also a pretty underrated one. But I'm picking Space Ox because it's a 149 gem skin that I don't think you can get anymore, unfortunately. You might still be able to unlock it, but it has its own custom voice lines. Like, that is some insane value. Next up, we have Brock. And Brock has a lot of skins. And there's so many good ones, let's be real. All of the new Hacker Brock skins are really nice. Zeus Brock's is easily his best skin. I really like Postal Brock. Not a lot of people hype up that skin. But I'm actually going to pick Rocket Brown. I think this is the most underrated one in my opinion. It has some pretty cool effects. And it has a really cool projectile. It's just everything on the skin just fits Brock for some reason. And you've got all of these Super Ranger Brocks, which I don't think are underrated. But I think Rocket Brown's going to take the cake. Even Beach Brock, too. I kind of forgot about this skin, but it's also really cool. Ugh. They cringed out the animation, though. What is this? Next up, we've got El Primo. El Primo is a brawler that also has a lot of skins, and I don't even have SpongeBob El Primo on. That's a scam in a nutshell. It's got to be SpongeBob El Primo. That's easily his best one. But in terms of most underrated, I'm going to pick El Brown. I think El Brown has the coolest cosmetics. And sure, you can't buy it with blings because it's a Brown Friends skin. But it's a really cool skin. Even El Quarterback's pretty cool, but that's also a mythic skin. So I'm going to pick El Brown, though. El Brown, I think, has the cutest and coolest cosmetics for El Primo skins. Next up, we have Barley. And Barley has a lot of skins. He has the new Buccaneer Barley skin as well, but I don't really like that one too much. But I'm actually going to pick the one I currently have, which is Sway Master Barley. It is a 149 gem skin that's only for the Lunar Brawl seasons, but the attack animation is so insanely dope. I have to pick this one. Like, I love this skin. I think it just is perfect for Barley. So I'm picking it as, not only is it the best skin, but it's also the most underrated. We don't hype this skin up enough. This is also a really good skin as well. Next up we have Poco, and Poco just recently got a new skin. It is awesome, but I don't really think it's underrated. Everybody knows how cool this skin is. So I'm actually going to pick one that nobody talks about, which is Trash Poco. Because look at all of these things. You get custom effects, custom sounds. He's got different, I'm pretty sure, I don't think he has custom voice lines, but he has a different sound projectile. And overall, it's just a really fitting skin on Poco. This one's also really cool as well, but this one's talked about a lot, even Desperado Poco. So I'm picking Trash Poco. I don't think we hyped this skin up enough. And lastly, in the rares, we have Rosa. And Rosa's, all of her skins are good. If I had to pick the most underrated one, I would pick Coco Rosa. I think the effects are just the best on this one. But honestly, any Rosa skin, they're all really cool. Even Major Rosa, which doesn't even have a custom animation, just everything. It's just a nice fitting skin on Rosa. Moving on to the super rare brawler, starting off with Jessie, and Jessie's got a bunch of skins. I'm personally gonna have to pick one of her new ones, Skatey Jessie. You do have Sandy Jessie. But Sandy Jessie is a SpongeBob skin. Everybody loves the SpongeBob skins. But Skatey Jessie is so cool. I need to buy this skin because I really love this skin on Jessie. The Ice Fox on the turret is so cool. Everything about this skin I just love. And I think it's so underrated. We don't appreciate it enough. Next up we have Dynamite. And Dynamite has a bunch of skins. The easiest one for me, it's got to be Tengu Mike. Even though it is his best skin, arguably. I just think the attacks are just really cool, and Dynamite does have his new skin as well, which is a really nice one. Dynasty Mike is a good one as well, but I gotta pick I have to pick Tengu Mike because it has the best effects, and it's relatively cheap, unlike Moldy Mike, which is just a scam. 199 gems for the skin, that's a scam. Next up we have Tick, and Tick has a bunch of skins. I would say the most underrated one now has to be Cerberus Tick, because Tick recently just got some insanely good skins. He got the Tick Ghidorah skins, and he also just got Mr. Krabs Tick, which is really good. So now I feel like this skin kind of falls under the radar. It is a mythic skin, and it is pretty expensive, but it's a really cool skin. It's arguably Tick's best skin, but honestly, Tick's, all of his skins, except for the one I have, King Crab Tick, Snowman Tick, and Tick Shooky, they're kind of mediocre, but Tick's newer skins are all really good. Next up, we have 8-Bit, and 8-Bit has a bunch of skins. He's got, well, not really. He's got Virus and Antivirus 8-Bit, which are not really underrated. Everybody knows about him. So there's really only one I really default to in terms of underrated, and that's this one right here, Haunted House 8-Bit. It's got some pretty cool effects, and honestly, it fits 8-Bit more than you think. Piano 8-Bit is also really cool. I feel like we don't talk about Saloon and Piano 8-Bit enough because they have their own custom lines, but I picked Haunted House 8-Bit just because I think a lot of people actually have Piano or Saloon 8-Bit, which I really love both of them. Next up we have Rico, and Rico's got a bunch of skins. Unfortunately, I didn't get any of the Sovereign Rico skins, but doesn't matter, because I'm picking the one I currently have equipped, and that's Final Boss Rico. It's one of the best ranked skins in the game. Sure, he doesn't have any custom voice lines like Guard Rico, which is another really cool one as well, but Final Boss Rico, it just looks so cool, and it fits Rico perfectly. Like, he's shooting flame balls. Like, this is awesome. A really cool skin. Next up, we have Daryl, and Daryl has honestly a bunch of mediocre skins. He's got the new Plankton Daryl, which is by far his best skin. It's not even close. But in terms of underrated, because Plankton Daryl is not underrated. Everybody knows about the skin. Everybody knows how good the skin is. I'm actually going to pick D4R RY1. I think it's the most underrated. It has a custom sound projectile. The skin overall looks really cool. And I used to really hype up this skin a lot. Especially when it first came out. I loved this skin a lot, but it kind of fell off, so I feel like nobody talks about it anymore. So I'm picking D4R RY1. Next up we have Penny, and Penny has a bunch of, they're kind of alright. I love Smuggler Penny. Moon Cursor Penny is also really nice. I don't really like the color combination as well as I do. It's actually not that bad, but I prefer Smuggler Penny because I like the green better. But in terms of underrated, I have to pick Trash Panda Penny because it is a Brawl Pass skin, and it's relatively cool. It's got some nice cosmetics to it as well, so I would pick that one as the most underrated. I don't really think Smuggler, Moon Cursor Penny are underrated. Next up we have Carl, and Carl's got a bunch of skins. Unfortunately, majority of them are exclusive skins, so I can't really get any of them. Sultan Carl is definitely his best skin, but everybody knows about that, so I'm actually going to pick the one I have equipped right now, Surfer Carl. He has a custom noise projectile. He looks really cool, And honestly, just a fitting skin for Carl overall. I'm picking that as his most underrated. Next up, we have Jackie, and Jackie also has a bunch of skins as well, but I'm actually going to pick her newest one, Cuddlefish Jackie. It's a cheap skin for, honestly, a really cool, that was awesome. I've seen this skin once in-game, but it has some really cool effects overall, and I think it just fits Jackie pretty well, so I'm actually going to pick that one for her most underrated. And lastly, we have Gus, and Gus has Gruesome Gus, which is a brand new skin in the game, really cool. But honestly, I really don't know which one to pick. I honestly would opt for his 29 gem skin, to be honest. It actually fits Gus perfectly well. Everybody knows about this skin, and it's really cool. And World Champion Gus is a really good skin. This skin is terrible. Don't buy it. So I'm actually going to pick the 29 gem skin in terms of most underrated. Moving on to the Epic Brawler, starting off with Bo. And Bo has a lot of skins. But honestly, for me, it's relatively easy. I have to pick the Brother Bo skin. I just think this skin doesn't get talked enough about, mainly because he has Horus Bow and he has Underworld Bow, which are just two Supercell make skins that are awesome. But honestly, this skin and Supreme Bow, obviously, they're both kind of the same bow in terms of skins, but they both have very, very cool projectiles, and the Super Explosion is amazing, and I love it. And I kind of disrespected the skin myself. That's why I'm putting it as an underrated one. I think just the cosmetics are so cool. Next up, we have Ems, and Ems has a bunch of skins. You've got the new Medusa Ems skins, which are alright. I just love DJ Ems in total. But in terms of most underrated, I'm going to have to pick the Harajuku Ems one. It's a 29 gem skin, 79 gem skin, or 2,750 bling skin, with some pretty cool cosmetics, a cool winning-losing animation, and just overall looks really nice in-game. Next up, we have Stu, and Stu has a bunch of skins. I'm actually going to pick one that is not even listed on here. Everybody knows about Jock Stu and Headless Rider Stu, but nobody really talks about Santa Stu. Now, it kind of looks like Barley in a way, but it has some really cool projectiles. I'm not really going to pick Wicked Stu, because it's also a pretty nice skin, but it doesn't really have much to it in terms of a 79 gem skin, so I'm actually going to pick Santa Stu. There will be a picture on the screen. Next up, we have Piper, and Piper has a bunch of skins. Piper has a lot of skins. Everybody talks about Mariposa Piper, and I love Luna Piper. Cupid Piper is whatever. I don't really care. Flag Bear Piper is nice. Athena Piper is kind of expensive, but overall, I think the most underrated is actually going to be the one I have equipped right now, which is Luna Piper. Everybody talks about Mariposa Piper as Piper's best skin. I kind of agree with it. It is a really fitting skin for Piper. But honestly, nobody talks about Luna Piper. It's got some really cool effects in-game, and I just think it looks a little weird with their hair, but I like this skin overall. It's really fitting on Piper. Next up, we have Pam. And the most underrated Pam skin is, Pam did get her new skin, which is, I don't even remember what it's called. But I'm picking Stonks Pam. 79 gem skins for a literal amazing projectile, and it's even better than her legendary skin. I just love this skin overall. It fits Pam perfectly. So it's the most underrated in my opinion. Next up we have Frank. And Frank has Spirit Knight Frank, which everybody knows about. It's a really cool skin. So in terms of most underrated, it's definitely going to be, I'm kidding, it's not Parasol Frank, but it's going to be Frank or Vanara Frank. It is a mythic skin, so it is pretty expensive, but it has some very cool effects in-game, and honestly, it just overall looks really nice on Frank, because I can't really pick Spirit Knight Frank. Everybody knows about this skin, and it's really cool. Next up, we have BB, and BB has a lot of skins, and it's very tough to pick which one's good. You got Thor BB, which is a nice legendary skin, but honestly, it's whatever now, in my opinion. This one's okay. It's a reskin of Heroine BB, but I'm not really a big fan of it either. So in terms of most underrated, I'm actually going to pick the Cursed Pirate one. It fits BB perfectly. The super is really cool, and honestly, just BB has a really cool look in general. BB's got a lot of banger skins. Another underrated one as well is Zombie BB. I really like this one as well, but I use Heroine BB, and I don't really think that one's underrated. Everybody talks about it. Next up, we have B, and B has a bunch, not really. B has the only new skin is B Bite, and this one kind of sucks, I'm not going to lie. In terms of most underrated, it's got to be the one I have equipped right now. In terms of B skins, it's really only two good skins. You got Mega Beetle B, which is better in almost every aspect, but you also have Archvillain B, which is probably your most underrated one. Either way, Archvillain B or Mega Beetle B, they're both her best skins, and both are really cool as well, because Mega Beetle B has her own custom voice lines. So honestly, I'd probably pick that one as the most underrated, not Archvillain B, because Archvillain B doesn't even have a custom winning-losing animation in a way. So I would pick Mega Beetle B, even though it's her best skin. Next up, we have my favorite brawler, Nani, which I haven't even bought Nightmare Nani yet. That's a disgrace. I can't even buy it! I still need to wait 14 hours! I don't want to spend any gems, because I'm really saving up for Skady Jessie. But everybody knows about Nightmare Nani and everybody knows about Ares Nani, but nobody talks about Bell Nani now because Bell Nani is only a 79 gem skin, and it has some of the best cosmetic or some of the best looking things for a 79 gem skin in the game. Now, I'm not a huge fan of it because I'm not a pink lover like a lot of other people are, but Bell Nani definitely is the most underrated one. It has some really cool cosmetics to it. Next up, we have Edgar. And Edgar has a bunch of skins. Honestly, a lot of them are kind of overhyped. Like, in my opinion, nobody talks about Dr. Edgar. Now, I'm going to pick this one as the most underrated. It has, honestly, it fits Edgar very well. It has some really cool effects. I just love this skin overall. Quick Draw Edgar is nice. Edgar Tata sucks. Mecha Edgar is kind of overrated. I don't really like this one either. Thief Edgar is kind of overrated in my opinion as well. So I'm actually going to pick Dr. Edgar. It's my personal bias. I honestly think this is Edgar's best skin. But I don't feel like nobody hypes that skin up enough. Next up we have Griff. And all of Griff's skins are just whatever. I'm just going to pick Sunken Chest Griff. It's his best skin. And it's also got the best attacks. But honestly, all of Griff's skins are kind of who cares. High School Griff is whatever. Slayer Griff is also what the hell. I don't care. Next up we have Grom. I don't even have a Grom skin. But the best Grom skin for me, or the most underrated one, is Franken Grom. Because Franken Grom has arguably the best projectiles out of any Grom skin, and it's just really fitting in Grom overall. Bunny Grom is also really underrated. Everybody talks about Dacis Grom, which is easily his best skin, but they're honestly all Grom skins are pretty good. Next up we have Bonnie, and the only correct answer is Tentacle Bonnie, because Empress Bonnie is kind of overrated in a way. It kind of lacks to project. These are nice 29 gem skins, but Tentacle Bonnie is really the only correct answer here, unfortunately. Next up we have Gale. And I'm not really a big fan. I have his his ranked skin. I'm not really a big fan of it, so I'm actually going to pick Squeakbuster Gale. In terms of most underrated, you've got Nutcracker Gale, which is also a really underrated skin. But I don't really see a lot of people run Squeakbuster Gale. It's a really cool skin that honestly fits Gale perfectly. Next up, we have Colette, and Colette has a bunch of skins as well. You've got the Inspector Colette, which I'm actually going to pick as the most underrated one, because everybody talks about the Pinku, Midori, and Kiro Paulette skins, which are all really cute on Colette. And you've got Trixie Colette, which everybody knows about as well. Gladiator Colette is okay. This skin is terrible. Fangirl Coney is awful, so that really only leaves one option. You have Navigator Colette too, which is a good skin, but I'm going to pick Inspector Colette as the most underrated. I just think the effects in-game and her overall look is perfect. Next up we have Belle. And Belle has a bunch of skins, honestly. A lot of people like this. I like this new Dragoon Belle skin a lot. It fits Belle pretty nicely. It is a purple edgy skin, but it's a nice skin. Belle Goldhand is a really cool Brawl Pass skin, one of the best in the game. But I'm actually going to pick Ivy Belle. I think nobody talks about Ivy Belle enough. She's got some really cool effects, really cool. I love her look personally. I'm a little biased there, but I just love Ivy Belle in general, so I'm actually going to pick that one as the most underrated. Next up we have Ash, and the one I have to pick, Pinata Ash. Nobody talks about how good this Ash skin is. This Ash skin is perfect. It's everything I've ever wanted. It's a freaking pinata. I could slap it out the goddamn air. He's got a chocolate shield. He's got a little, I don't even know what it's called, but it spins around, especially when he's fully raged. That thing be spinning so fast. I don't care. Best and most underrated. Let's give this skin the hype. It's the best Ash skin. Next up we have Lola. And Lola's got a bunch of skins, honestly. Everybody hypes up Kitsune Lola. I don't really like this skin, so I can't pick that one in terms of most underrated. I picked that one as overrated, but I'm actually going to pick one that might surprise you guys. I'm going to pick Cobra Lola. I've hated this skin in the past, but honestly, it's kind of grown on me. I still don't really like it that much, but it actually has a really cool projectile, and it doesn't look as bad as I've said. Like, it's a decently fitting skin for Lola. I just don't like that her tongue sticks out, but yeah, I get it. It's a Cobra, so it's a nice skin, though, overall. Next up, you have Sam. And Sam has not that many skins, so I'm gonna pick his Brawl Pass skin in terms of most underrated. Everybody talks about Dark Clown Sam and Yeti Sam, but we don't give his Brawl Pass skin enough hype. This skin fits Sam so perfectly, and we just don't give it the hype it needs. It's definitely his most underrated skin. Next up we have Mandy, and Mandy has, honestly, I like this. I'm not a big fan of this skin. It is a very cool skin on Mandy, and everybody's going to love this skin. I still prefer Magma Mandy, even over Malicious Mandy, but we don't really talk about Handbuck Mandy enough, so I'm going to actually pick this one as the most underrated one. It has a really, really cool effect, and she looks pretty cool as well, but honestly, because Magma Mandy is one of the better Brawl Pass skins in the game, and Malicious Mandy is brand new, I can't really pick either, so I just naturally default to Handbuck Mandy, but she also has a decent 29 gem skin, too. Next up, we have Mais. Guys, I don't care. I'm picking Marauder Mais. Too many people disrespect this skin. Why? Because of the hair? I get it. But that's the point of this skin. She's a Marauder. She's going to have something like that. Like, I don't care. I love this skin a lot. And I don't care what you say. Oh, the hair is ugly. It's so good. I don't care. It's so underrated in my opinion. I think it's way better than this skin. This skin is really cool on Mais, but this just hits different. Like, I love it. Next up, we have Hank, and, oh, I forgot about this skin. Everybody talks about Rodeo Hank. Everybody knows how good Rodeo Hank is. It's one of the best mythic skins in the game. He's shooting milk, but it kind of defaults it to his new skin, Moon Guardian Hank, which is actually a decent Hank skin. It's pretty cheap, and has some pretty cool effects as well, but obviously everybody talks about Rodeo Hank, so you can't really pick that as underrated. Next up, we have Pearl. I do not like this skin really that much. It's a purple edgy skin, which... it's really nice, but honestly, I feel like it's overhyped. It's okay, but I honestly would still say Periscope is her most underrated. Like, she's leaking out bubbles when she's fully heated. That's cool. Next up, we have Larry and Laurie, and, yes, they get the new Guardian Angel, whatever the heck it's called, Larry and Laurie skin next season, but it's not out yet, and everybody's hyping up that skin. I don't care. We're still picking Glitch Larry and Laurie. One of the best, if not the best ranked skin in the game. They cooked with this skin. It has an insane projectile. Larry and Laurie look insanely cool. Like, I don't care if it's his best skin or not. It's the most underrated. This skin should be played by every single Larry and Laurie user. Next up, we have Angelo, another brawler that's relatively new, so it doesn't have that many skins. I don't care. Like, even if Angelo got, like, 2 other skins, Dionysus Angelo is so valuable. A 79 gem skin, or 2,750 bling, for this is a steal and a half. This is an amazing skin on Angelo. Really cool projectile, a really cool super. It just fits Angelo perfectly. Everything about this skin, super self-cooked. And then finally, in the epic category, we have Barry, and I'm going to pick Dark Horse Barry. It honestly kind of fits Barry a little bit well, in my opinion. But it's whatever. Honestly, it's really Barry's only skin besides True Silver. Who cares? Moving on to Mythics, we starting off with Mortis. And Mortis has a bunch of skins. Everybody, I don't even have the Squidward skins equipped. That's embarrassing. I want those skins. I love the Squidward skins a lot. They fit Mortis perfectly, and everybody talks about Mecha Mortis, but I don't think we give the Rogue Mortis respect, because this skin was obviously Mortis' best skin until he got all of his new skins. Now, I don't really see a lot of people run this skin, and it has custom voice lines for a 149 gem or a 500 bling skin. This is actually insane value, so if you need a Mortis skin, get this one. It's really cool. Next up, we have Terra. And Terra, in my opinion, a lot of her skins are kind of just whatever at this point. Like, I liked Misfortune Terra when it came out, but honestly, it's getting a little bit old now that brawlers like Tempest Terra and even Urban Ninja Terra get custom supers, because Misfortune Terra just has their normal default super, and that's kind of what I don't like. But in terms of most underrated, I'm actually going to pick Street Ninja Terra, not Urban Ninja Terra, but Terra's other skin, Street Ninja Terra. I think that one, because it was only a 79 gem or 2,750 bling skin at the time. Very cool effects, and it just fits Terra perfectly. I like how the cards just spin around her. Next up, we have Jean. I don't care. Yes, you have Dark Samurai Jean, which is a really nice Jean skin. I'm picking Evil Jean. I don't care if it's his best skin or not. It is a 149 gem skin or 5,000 bling skin that has everything you want. A custom voice line, a very cool model, a custom attack sound. Everything you want on a Jean skin, but better. Evil Jean can't really be beat in terms of Jean skins. Even Jean's getting another new skin. This skin just fits Jean perfectly. Everything about this skin is awesome. Next up, we have Max. And Max, I feel like I'm actually going to pick Coney Max in terms of most underrated. Everybody talks about Hermes Max, and everybody talks about Leopard and Panther Max, which are really two good skins as well. But Coney Max doesn't get the respect she loves and she needs. I love this skin a lot. And he also has Streetwear Max, which is also really underrated as well. Honestly, I'd probably pick this one too, but it doesn't have a custom attack animation. I think if it did, it would probably be the most underrated one, but just because it doesn't, it's kind of a wasted 79 gem skin, but whatever. I'm picking Coney Max, though. I think we don't hype this skin up enough. I love this skin. Next up, we got Mr. P, and Mr. P has a lot of skins. I'm actually going to pick his newest skin, Mr. Dragon Fruit. I've never seen anybody use this skin, mainly because Mr. P is just a bad brawler in general right now. But I just think this skin is really cool looking, and it is pretty awesome. So, I'm waiting for somebody to use that skin. But you also have Daruma Mr. P, which is a really good, valuable skin. Even Count Pangula. Mr. Fly is also pretty good. Mr. P has all good skins. Honestly, you could say all of them are underrated. Even Agent P. They're all insane. Next up, we have Sprout. And Sprout has a bunch of skins. You've got the new one, Aquamarine Sprout. I don't really think it's underrated. It is Sprout's arguably his best skin. But it is 149 gems. So, I'm actually going to pick Corrupted Sprout. For 79 gem skins... For a 79 gem skin, it looks just really interesting in my opinion. It's really cool too. Cool super. And it just fits Sprout really well. Next up we've got Byron. And Byron has a decent amount of skins. He's got Overlord Byron, Wizard, and Byron the White, which are pretty much the same skin. And then you've got Ringmaster Byron, which is also really cool. It is a mythic skin, so a little more pricey, but they're all really good. In terms of most underrated, I'm actually going to pick the one I have right now, which is Overlord Byron. I think it's just fitting very well on Byron. The fact that he kind of has a back animation is really cool. His super and his main attack are all really cool. I really like this Byron skin. Next up, we have Squeak. And Squeak's got a bunch of skins. In terms of most underrated, I'm actually going to pick the one I have currently equipped as well. Ghost Squeak. I feel like a lot of people talk about Nerd Squeak, which is honestly another underrated skin. It is a little more pricey, but Ghost Squeak for 79 gems is a steal for honestly a really cool looking skin that has some pretty cool effects. Next up, we have Lou. And Lou has, honestly, a bunch of mediocre skins. Obviously, you've got Rude Lou, which isn't in the game yet. Everybody knows that's going to be one of the best skins of all time. I can't wait to get my hands on it. Even though it is a mythic skin, I'm still probably going to buy it. In terms of most underrated, everybody talks about Stone Troll Lou as his best, but we don't give the Burger Lou hype anymore. It kind of died off after a decent amount, but it's got a really cool super animation, and he's a burger, man. Give the burger some love. Next up, we've got Ruffs, and honestly, all of Ruff's skins are trash. They're all bad. The most underrated one I'm going to pick is new one, Sea Dog Ruffs. I'll put a picture up on the screen. But, I don't know. All of Colonel Ruffs' skins are just dog water, in my opinion. He's getting another new skin, but it's only a 29 gem skin. Colonel Ruffs needs a good skin. Next up, we've got Buzz. And, oh boy, Buzz has so many skins. It's unbelievable. You've got the Godzilla Buzz. You've got all the Fenrir Buzzes. So, I'm actually going to pick, because everybody likes the Godzilla Buzz, we kind of lost hype on the Fenrir Buzz skins. I'm actually going to pick them, because they're some of the best Brawl Pass skins, first of all. Arguably the best one. It has a custom attack sound, which is amazing, and it just looks so cool overall. And honestly, besides Godzilla Buzz and Fenrir Buzz, all of Buzz's other skins are trash. Like, ew, what is this? Ugh. Next up, we have Fang. And Fang has a bunch of skins. You've got Kabocha Fang, which is really cool. You've got the new skin, Fang Guard, which is amazing. But I'm actually going to pick one that I really don't see anybody run. I'm picking blue or red Picture Fang. They're pretty much the same skin. I'm picking Picture Fang. I can't speak English. But honestly, we don't talk about this. He's shooting a flaming baseball. And overall, I think the model on Fang is just insanely cool looking. Next up, we have Eve. And Eve's honestly got a bunch of mediocre skins, but Mothra Eve is probably the most underrated. That or Baiku Eve. Spiky Eve kind of is just outdated and not that great anymore. But Mothra Eve has some really cool effects in game, and overall, she looks really nice. She looks really cool. Baiku Eve is a really good one as well. Oops. Next up, though, we have Janet, and Janet is kind of a tough one to pick because you guys know I'm the biggest Janet simp of all time, and all of Janet's skins are really cool. In terms of most underrated, though, I'm going to have to pick Popstar Janet, mainly because Popstar Janet is only 79 gems and 2,750 bling, and she looks, honestly, her model is amazing. I love this skin. Like, the way she looks is awesome, and she just has the perfect color combination with the blue, white, and gold, and black. Everything just fits perfectly on this skin. Next up, we have Otis, and yeah, I have to pick Oni Otis. I don't even care. It's his best skin, and Otis is getting a new skin in the next update. I don't care. Oni Otis just fits Otis perfectly. Everything about this skin as well. Pharaoh Otis is also really nice, but I have to pick Oni Otis. Like, Oni Otis should be on every single Otis player. On every single Otis. Like, I don't care. One of the best skins in the game. Next up, we've got Buster. I didn't know why I clicked out. Honestly, all of Buster's skins are kind of mediocre. Chainsaw Buster is just not that great anymore in my opinion, so I have to pick Crocodile Buster naturally, but I'm really not a big fan of this skin either. Buster needs some new skins, man. This is a good skin, but it's just not, like, it doesn't hit that hard for me. So, but I would have to pick it as his most underrated, even though it is his best skin as well. Next up, you have Gray, and Gray has, wow, Gray really needs some skins too. Gray has not had a skin in so long, what the heck? Like, you've got Detective Gray and Detective Noir Gray. They're the same skins. They're both really cool. In terms of underrated, I'm actually going to pick the Detective Gray, not the Noir one. I think majority of the Gray players use the Noir one and not the normal one. I actually think the color combo on this one is nicer. Sure, this one fits Gray a lot more, but I just prefer the tan red rather than the gray. Next up, we have RT. And RT has the new skin, Poseidon RT. I'm honestly not a big fan of it. I think it's kind of pricey for a mythic skin. Honestly, it's really cool, but I still think Crimson RT is probably the most underrated. It's a really good Brawl Pass skin. He shoots tentacles out of his super form, and I just think honestly, this skin just fits RT in general. Next up, you have Willow, and Scorpion Willow right now is the only choice. This skin is awful. Willow is getting a new skin in the next update as well, but it's not out yet, and everybody's hyping up the skin. But still, Scorpion Willow is one of the better 79 gem skins or 2,750 bling skins as well. Scorpion Willow is also it just fits Willow really well. Next up, we have Doug, and Doug really has no skins. But he does have the Man-O-War Doug skin, which is his best skin and obviously the most underrated. So I'll put a picture of that one up on the screen as well, but it's really only Doug's skin. Next up, we have Chuck. And Chuck, really the only correct answer here is Desert Scorpion Chuck. I'm hoping Chuck gets another new skin relatively soon here, because this is a legendary skin. It is quite pricey. It is a nice skin, but it's just, yeah, it's a legendary skin. So it's not like, it has to be his most underrated, but it's not underrated, if you get what I mean. Next up, we have Charlie, and Charlie has Virus Charlie, which is, honestly, it's a good skin, but it's obviously not their most underrated. So I'm actually going to pick her 29 gem skin. It's the best 29 gem skin in the game. It fits Charlie perfectly, and it even gives her a custom super color. So I just think this is just a perfect skin. If you don't really want to get any other expensive skins on Charlie, just get Amazing Charlie. Next up, we have Miko, and Miko, yeah, I'm picking Grouch Miko. You have Wukong Miko, which everybody talks about. It is a legendary skin, though, but Grouch Miko fits so well on Miko. This is perfect. I love this skin. Everything about this skin is just amazing on Miko. It's perfect. Next up, we have Melody, and honestly, I kind of not a big fan of Heartbeat Melody. It's a nice skin, but as a Melody main besides Nani, Melody is my second favorite brawler. I don't know. I think Sif Melody, though, I like the color combination on this skin. I actually really, really like this skin. I like her base model also is really cute, too, with the pink. And obviously, we're not going to talk about my simps to Melody as well. But I'm the Janet simp, not Melody simp. I'm not trying to simp for both brawlers, but I'm actually going to pick Sif Melody. I like the color combination. I don't think we talk about this skin enough. Next up, we have Lily. And Lily only has Strawberry. She does get a new skin in the next season, but that's not really the most underrated. I really like the Strawberry Lily, though. She's a freaking strawberry. That's kind of funny. And then we've got Clancy, which only has high stakes Clancy. And honestly, I think this one is so bad, in my opinion. I prefer the default. So I'm picking default for underrated. And then lastly, you have Mo. And Monterey Mo is, I mean, he's got a cheese drill. That's kind of funny. But, I don't really care. Whatever. That's the most underrated. Who cares? Moving on to legendary brawlers, we've got Spike, and I don't care. I'm picking Toon Spike as the most underrated one. It's arguably the best skin in the entire game right now, and I honestly don't see people run it that much. Like, you've got Dark Alert Spike, but everybody knows about this skin, so I can't say it's an underrated skin. So, but you also got Pyro Spike, which is also pretty cool in my opinion. Max Spike is an underrated 29 gem skin. So, next up, you have Crow. And really, in my opinion, you've got the new Crow skin, which is really nice. But I still have to pick Crowbone. Crowbone is arguably Crow's best skin as well. But it has just everything about this skin is just perfect. Like, it's perfect. It's underrated. And 90% of Crow people should be using this skin. And not even Phoenix Crow. Phoenix Crow is overrated as hell, in my opinion. Next up, we have Leon. And Leon has a bunch of skins. Do not pick Mecha Leon. It's one of the most overrated skins in the game. I'm not a fan of this one pretty much at all. But in terms of most underrated, I'm actually going to pick the one I have equipped right now. Trick or Treat Leon. I love this skin. I think it was only a 79 gem skin. I can't remember. But you've got Werewolf and White Wolf Leon, which everybody knows about, but I don't think anybody really runs Trick or Treat Leon because, like, White Wolf and Werewolf are also Halloween skins. So, but this one's really cool on Leon. I just love the effects overall on it. Next up, we've got Sandy, and everybody knows about Nightmare Sandy, but we don't give the respect to Lantern Sandy anymore. What happened? Like, I called this skin, like, the second best skin in the game at some point, but now Sandy has got Sandy Koya, which is also really underrated in my opinion, but Lantern Sandy just died. Like, we need to see Lantern Sandy come back into the game. Next up, we have Amber. Everybody knows about Frost Queen Amber. Obviously, I bought it when it was only an epic skin before they turned it into a legendary skin. But nobody talks about Bubble Trouble Amber because you've got Amber de la Vega, which is a really cool skin. But this skin is actually really cool. I like this skin a lot. It fits Amber very, very well, in my opinion. And it's honestly one of the best epic skins in the game. It's a really cool Supercell make skin. I just think maybe it's a little over-detailed, but I just love the effects overall on that skin as well. Next up, we have Meg, and Meg's got a bunch of skins. In terms of most underrated, I'm going to pick the Beetle Meg one, mainly because everybody knows about Monster Truck, everybody knows about Megalodon, and I personally think for 199 gems, Megalodon is a little bit pricey, and then Jaguar Spirit Meg is kind of whatever, I don't really care, but Beetle Meg is only a 79 gem skin, or 2,750 bling, and you know what you get with that skin, so it's honestly, I would choose that definitely as the most underrated. Next up, we have Surge, and Surge has got a lot of skins. You've got Kraken Surge, you've got Surge Kong, you've got Mecha Paladin Surge, Scarlet Paladin Surge, which is just new, Surgini, and then the Brawl Pass skin, which I haven't even gotten yet. But in terms of most underrated, I'm actually going to pick Kraken Surge, the one I have equipped right now. I think it just overall looks and effects are really cool. It is a Supercell make skin as well, so let's give Surge some hype. Let's give this skin some hype. Next up, we have Chester. And Chester has the Moon Guardian Chester, really nice skin. And then Loki Chester, which is awesome. But we got to give Wood Spirit Chester some respect, man. Wood Spirit Chester for a 79 gem or 2,750 bling skin is a steal. Like, it has 5 custom supers, a really cool base model, and some really cool in-game effects. Just everything about this skin is just, it's cheap, man. It's perfect. It's underrated because Loki Chester came into the game and kind of dropped the skin a lot. Next up, we've got Cordelius, and everybody knows about Odin Cordelius. It's one of the best skins in the game. I love this skin a lot. But we don't give Raider Cordelius its respect it deserves. This skin just fits Cordelius perfectly well. Like, nobody talks about the skin anymore because it just got dated by Odin Cordelius. And then you got Paper Cordelius, which is going to come into the game pretty soon here. But we got to give Raider Cordelius some love. I love this skin. It fits Cordelius perfectly. So I'm picking this one as the most underrated. Next up, we've got Kit. And then Kit has a bunch of skins, and honestly, the only correct answer here, because the Kitboxer Pit, I like Kitboxer Dark Paul a lot, but Kitboxer Gold Paul is trash. Kitboxer is okay, but the most underrated one is the new one, Lockpick Kit. It's perfect. It fits Kit really well. Man, I just realized it's so tiny, but it's just perfect on Kit overall. Next up, we got Draco, and Draco really... Oh, I forgot about this one. I forgot about his legendary skin. This is so good. I might have to buy this skin at some point. Like, look at... It's got custom voice lines, custom everything. It is a legendary skin, but it fits Draco perfectly. He's literally just the abomination of evil. And then lastly, we have Kenji, and I don't even have Kenji yet. And Kenji has his one skin. I don't even know what it's called. But who cares? Because I don't even have him unlocked yet. God dang it, I'm slacking. But yep, that's pretty much every single brawler in the entire game. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.